What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure that you like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I want to get into this conversation, this discussion about Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith. They back into it again. Kevin Durant recently called Stephen A. Smith a clown, right? And the reason for this is Stephen A. Smith made some remarks about a recent game that the Phoenix Suns played. I think they played against Portland. And Stephen A. Smith had some criticism of Kevin Durant. He said that Kevin Durant lacks leadership. And Kevin Durant, by this time, this is not the first time that Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith have had words back and forth because of Stephen A. Smith criticizing Kevin Durant. So, but Kevin Durant still really didn't care about the comments. He basically dismissed Stephen A. Smith by saying that Stephen A. Smith was a clown. He also said that he was surprised that people really even still listen to Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith really don't know what he's talking about. He went on to say that Stephen A. Smith, he's never seen Stephen A. Smith at a practice, at a shoot around, or anything. So he basically said that Stephen A. Smith's opinion as far as leadership go and his leadership is subjective. And, I tend to agree. It's not like Kevin Durant hasn't won a championship, and so, that's why I say, I tend to agree with Kevin Durant. But I want to know, like, what do you think? Like, do you think there is any legitimacy in Stephen A. Smith's comments when he said that Kevin Durant lacks leadership? I personally, I don't agree. Kevin Durant has been in the league for over 10 years. Like I said, he's won a championship. And, basically, he's done, or he's accomplished everything in basketball in his career that, most people, set out to do that they can't accomplish. So he has a championship. He's played in the Olympics. He has a lot. He has a lot of accomplishments. And for Stephen A. Smith to say that Kevin Durant lacks leadership, I don't know. But what I want to know is, like, do you all agree? Like, what about Kevin Durant, in your opinion? What about Kevin Durant, like, don't demonstrate leadership? Mostly, I think, and for the most part, every team that Kevin Durant play on, as far as I'm concerned, he's the best ball player. Now, he's not a vocal, rah type of basketball player. I will admit that, and I'm pretty sure that Kevin Durant will probably admit that too, that he's not the kind of rah in your face type ball player. I think that Kevin Durant more so leads by example. He's the kind of player that goes out there every night and just basically give, his total effort. And so if you're out there leading by example and you're giving your total effort, then I think that is a form of leadership. I think that Kevin Durant really don't want to get caught up in basically what Kevin Durant says, he just likes to hoop. He just want to play basketball. He don't like to get caught up in the politics of the game. And, he just want to go out there and do his job and play basketball. I remember when Kevin Durant was playing with Russell Westbrook, and they were at Oklahoma, OKC. And people said that, Kevin Durant should assert himself as the leader of the team. And I couldn't really understand. I was like, why? Because if the other guy, if Westbrook was the leader, it wouldn't make any difference who was leading as long as they were winning. And at that time, OKC couldn't get past Golden State. So, and I guess people were trying to say that because Kevin Durant didn't assert himself as a leader and take charge as far as Russell Westbrook was concerned, then he wasn't a great leader. But I don't think so. I think that Kevin Durant, he did, I don't think that he felt like playing with Westbrook was ever going to be able to get past OKC. So that probably was his reason to go to for him to go to Golden State. He couldn't get past Golden State, so he decided to go and play for Golden State. Now, I don't agree with like that decision. I think that those two really should have stayed at OKC together. I think eventually they may have been able to get past OKC. I think they just gave up on each other too soon. But it really wouldn't have mattered to me, like, or it shouldn't have mattered, like, which one of those guys was the leader. That's just like I remember Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, right? You never really hear people saying that, well, Isaiah should assert himself as a leader, over Joe Dumars. I think those guys just worked together for a common cause back in the day. And Detroit wound up winning 2 championships with Isaiah and Joe Dumars. Isaiah was he was a strong personality, but so was now Joe Dumars was more so quiet and laid back, and he was the one who mainly by his actions led. He led by his actions. So him and Isaiah just really meshed good together. And I think that it could have been the same way with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook had they stayed together in OKC. You don't necessarily, in my opinion, need somebody to step up and say, okay, I'm the leader and this and that. I think when you have two people just working together, for a certain goal, then I think that's what's most important, though. But, Stephen A. Smith always, going at Kevin Durant. And then I think at this point in time in Kevin Durant's career, he really is over Stephen A. Smith and really don't really pay, Stephen A. Smith any attention. And so, yeah, but I'm sure that Stephen A. Smith is going to have something to say about, what Kevin Durant, saying that he was a clown. And so I'm looking forward to see what Stephen A. Smith has to say about it. And like I said, I don't really feel like Kevin Durant is, I don't think he's not a leader. I think he is a leader. As a matter of fact, I think he's been the quiet leader of every team that he's played on. And so that's my take. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe, as I said earlier. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.